Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me and Chief Funky on Archive. You're tuning in to the July 8th edition of Hispanics, Cows, and Panic. Esto es boxeo. We got a great show for you, man. We're going to be talking about Jose Zepeda, who decisioned Castaneda last night on the top-ranked main event card on ESPN. Jose Pedraza on the second beat Lespirerre in a dominating performance, dropping him twice. We're going to be grading those cards. What grade will we give them? We'll definitely talk about that. Robeisey Ramirez avenges his debut loss to Adan Gonzales. So much for that. And of course, yesterday was the anniversary of Julio Cesar Chavez knocking out Roger Mayweather in 1985. And speaking of Chavez, he wishes Roberto Duran nothing but the best. Well, and also says he's the greatest Latin American boxer de todos los tiempos of all time. Ryan Garcia, Ryan. It seems like we're having a weekly episode about this kid, but this time, not so much bad news, but there's the WBO option, a WBC option, like the Matrix. You know what I mean? Like, which pill is he going to take? Is he going to fight the dude from Ghana, Tagoe, Emmanuel, the Game Boy Tagoe, or is he going to face the WBC champion Luke Campbell to then face Devin Haney if he wins that fight? Definitely a lot to talk about in regards to that. Okay, Jorge Linares is going to be facing Javier Fortuna. I think me and G-Funk have a little bit of disagreement on that fight. We're going to talk about that. Haney still doesn't have an opponent. Billy Joe Saunders turns down the Canelo fight with an 8-week notice. And, of course, the Hispanic cause and panic of the week, and we'll reveal who that is at the end of the show. Shout out to Straight Fighter on here. How's it going? All right. He says Billy Joe Frazier. He says, okay. Chicana Prophecy, what's up, D-Style? Chief Funky, and a chat. And, of course, Devon Snips here with a nice, donation to the channel. It says, salute Dragon Style. I appreciate the support. Make sure, guys, you could join the membership. Go to join for as low as 99 cents a month. You could support D-Style Boxing Live. Salute to everybody watching us on Facebook as well, and those on YouTube. Do not forget to throw a jab at the like button. Make sure it turns blue. And lastly, and not least, shout out to everyone to Leave It in the Ring Network listening on Archive. Chief Funky, how's it going, bro?
It's going good, man. Been back to work the last couple of days. It's been 4 months, man, since we've been off with the whole COVID-19 pandemic. Got to be honest, man, I'm a little bit tired. Not used to getting up earlier in the morning anymore, but, it's all good, man. I'm feeling good, and I'm ready to talk some boxing, man.
Absolutely. Straight Fighter says he just subbed. Definitely. Make sure you subscribe, and also subscribe to Chief Funky 84 here on YouTube. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. All right. Check it out, guys. Jose Zepeda Decisions Kendo Castaneda. Chief Funky, tell them what you saw in this fight, man. The main event last night on Top Rank Boxing on ESPN.
Well, the main event was a showcase, and that's exactly what it was. From what I understand, the guy took the fight on short notice, I think. So I mean, he was a game guy. He came in. He was a come forward guy, and that was what he did. But right away out the gate, you could tell that Zepeda was like, tonight is my night. I'm not letting anything ruin it. And he came out right away and established, that he was going to set the tone. He was going to be the ring general in there. I feel like he landed the cleaner shots. He showed good defense, and got himself a decision win, a unanimous decision win over this guy, Castaneda, I believe, right? That's his name?
Yes.
Yeah, and I have a few things I want to say. I heard the ESPN crew saying that they wish that he would step on the gas and get a little more aggressive with this guy and possibly try to get him out of there, or at least maybe drop him a couple times or something. Like, I understand that, but at the same time, there's an old saying that goes around, man, that's been around for a long time, I should say. It's called, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And for me, I feel like what he was doing, he was winning rounds. I feel like he dominated the fight. I gave him every single round. I didn't have an issue with the way that he fought. I felt like like I said, he controlled just about everything in there last night. So I didn't necessarily have an issue with it. I mean, would I have liked to see it? I mean, everybody likes to see knockdowns or knockouts. So I understand that. But I think that what he did was, I thought that was a great performance by him, man. And he's a guy that I like at 140. He deserves that rematch with Ramirez. I'm always the type of dude that always says, if you're in there and it's a close fight with somebody, then you deserve to get that smoke again. So if he can get a shot at Ramirez, we'll never know. We'll see. But that was a damn close fight, and Zepeda's a guy I think can compete with just about anybody at the top of 140. I'm not saying he can beat them all, but I think he can compete. I think I really like the way he fights, man. I think he's very skilled, and he's a southpaw. And southpaws are always difficult to deal with. But I personally didn't have an issue with the way he fought last night. I felt like he clearly won the fight, and there's no reason to go crazy and try to get into exchanges with this guy. So that's the way I feel, man. I thought it was a good performance.
I mean, well, first of all, I think Castaneda gave him a pretty good fight in the second half, and I think he gave up some of those later rounds. So I don't know if he won every round. I think G Funky is watching this with rose-colored glasses. I think Zepeda passed G Funky. I think he slipped him a couple 20s before this show. All right, hey, go tell everybody I did good, and that everything was perfect, and I couldn't have done anything better. It was just the way it's supposed to be. Nah, bro. I mean, you're in the national stage here. It's the only sporting event on TV. It's a big opportunity for you. And you take it easy? Ruben Guerrero says take it easy, Holmes. So you take it easy on this guy who's fighting you on short notice. On top of that, you're taking it easy on him? You give up some rounds? Nah, man, I wanted him to at least... Is it too much to ask? It's a showcase fight. Is it too much to ask for you to showcase? Is it too much to ask? I think he took his foot off the pedal too much, man. I'm not sure if playing it safe is the right term. That's what you do when you're facing like a big monster puncher, which he wasn't. Okay? But I think he was just kind of cruising along. And then in the second half of the fight, he just kind of told himself, I think I've done enough. I think I'm going to clock out. That's it. You know what I mean? I don't care if everybody's, watching at home or anything like that. Okay? Like, I don't know about that, man. Especially Skinny Kenny said in those middle rounds, it looks like I don't know, man. It looks like he was cruising a little bit there, Zepeda, man. Like, it honestly did. Like, I felt he could have given us more, G Funky. I felt he should have given us more. And then, I mean, you're calling out Jose Ramirez. I didn't hear him call out Jose Ramirez. He gave us the standard, I'll fight anybody answer. He didn't call out Jose Ramirez, bro. He could have. You're fighting a top rank. He's a top rank. Instead, he said, I'm going to call out the names. The WBO, the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF. And I know somebody can say, well, that means he wants to fight everybody D-style. Nah, man, if you're going to call somebody out, let me hear some real names. Not the ABC belts. Give me some names, bro. Well, why didn't he call out Jose Ramirez, bro? If he feels he really won that fight, why didn't he say anything? Why didn't he say, hey, I want Ramirez back in the ring? Better yet, if he wasn't going to do it with his mouth, well, why didn't he show it with his fist? why he should get Jose Ramirez next. I don't think he did enough to show me that we should bother. I'd rather get Ramirez versus Taylor. Why should I put Ramirez Taylor aside just so Zepeda could get his rematch? He's not showing me that he could have done more. It's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he should have definitely. I mean, there's an opportunity there. I mean, he went in there and watched this dude. Like I said, I felt he pitched a shutout. Felt like he pitched a no hitter. It was a good opportunity for him to say, you know what? Hey, I need that. Let's run that thing back. You know, but he didn't. That was disappointing for sure. I don't know why he didn't. I mean, and to talk about what you said about how he coasted a few rounds. I mean, there was a few rounds that, you know, I felt like the Castaneda did a little bit better, but I don't think he did enough to win them. You know, like I feel like there was a couple close rounds there. I mean, if somebody wants to give him a couple rounds there, that's fine. But I felt like, I mean, I don't feel like it's a necessary thing for him to go out there and risk something, man. I mean, you just never know, man. You might get caught with some shit, and next thing you know, you're getting off the canvas, you know? So if doing what you're doing is winning you every round in most people's eyes, then I say keep doing it, man. I don't have an issue with it. You know, that's just the way I look at it, man. A win, go out there and get the win at the end of the day, you know?
Well, we're trying to bring new fans to the sport, G-Funky. Like, who watched that and said, oh, man, I need more of Zepeda? Like, who watched and said that? Like, be honest.
I like it, man. I like his style of fighting, man. I think he's real slick. He's a southpaw. I think he could give anybody some trouble at 140, man. So for me, I thought it was a good performance, man. I mean, I understand that some people that might be new to the sport or you know, they're casuals and they're just watching, right, you know, that could kind of say, it's kind of a boring, you know, I mean, I get it, you know, I understand. But for me, I say at the end of the day, it's all about getting the W, you know?
Well, hey, look, at the end of the day, he got his W. I'm not saying I don't watch, like, I like to watch Zepeda fight. And I feel like he gave us 50% in there. I don't think he gave us 100%. That's got to be honest. And that's not the Zepeda that I saw fight Jose Ramirez. That's not the Zepeda that had a really good performance against Jose Pedraza. It just isn't. Now, speaking of Jose Pedraza, Chief Funky, you know, last week, you know, late last week he fought Lespirerre, and he, you know, not like Zepeda, you know, he went out there and took care of business. He dropped him twice, had a dominating performance, you know, and he gave us some effort, but he came out on top, man. So what did you make of his performance, bro?
I agree. I thought it was a good performance by Pedraza. You know, he was in there peppering that dude. I don't want to say his name because I'm going to butcher it. But, you know, I know it's I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that the dude would have did a little bit better under different circumstances, but I do kind of feel like the whole COVID thing that happened with his team, his manager tested positive, and then they had to reschedule the fight and all that, could have had an effect on how he fought that night. I mean, I still think Pedraza would have beat him, but it might have been a little bit more competitive. But, you know, hey, Pedraza did his thing, man. He stepped on the gas. Like you guys say, he went out there and put on a show for the casuals, you know. So, you know, he did his thing, man. So we'll see what happens. A lot of this division is deep. I mean, deep. So we'll see what they do with him, man. I mean, I don't know if he can ever get a shot at Zepeda again. Zepeda, you know, did a number on him. So
well, if Zepeda fought like he fought tonight, he might beat him, though. Like if he fought like that, that's got to be.
I think it would be a better fight for sure. But to me, Zepeda's a guy. I think when he's in there, you know, with some good comp, you know, we see the best out of him. But hey, man, you never know. They might throw him back in there again. We'll see. Because again, I think not Pedraza, but Zepeda's performance left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, while Pedraza's people liked it. So, you know, there's the makings there for a possible rematch. We'll see, man.
I don't know about the rematch, but maybe down the line. But now these two guys are in different crossroads. Zepeda, despite anything, here are some matchups that I believe he won't be able to coast it in, and that's what Top Rank should do. Put him in better matchups so he's not coasting on freaking live TV. All right, here are some options. There's Cesar Pablo Cano, who, by the way, G-Funky, all right, is the guy that Eric Morales beat for the 140-pound title a couple years ago, which made Eric Morales a 4-time world champion. Just a random, totally not planned thing to say. All right. So there's Cesar Pablo Cano. There's Alex Salcedo, and then there's Regis Prograis. Who would you like to see Pedraza in there against? I want to see him in there against Prograis. I think it's a good matchup. All right. It's a matchup both guys can use right now. That's what I say, but who would you rather see him against?
I agree. Prograis, I think that's an action-packed fight, man. I would probably favor Regis. But, man, I mean, Pedraza, man, he looked good, man. So it's, I think it's more like I don't know, man. I would say 50-50, probably 60-40 Prograis. But I would definitely favor him. But that's a good fight, man. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Absolutely. We'll see how that goes. As far as Pedraza, here's a reality with Pedraza. All right. Just the reality with him. I like him as a fighter. He's good, but let's be honest. Every time he stepped up against Tank Davis, he got knocked out. He stepped up against Lomachenko, maybe one or two rounds, but overall I feel like he was outclassed. Stepped up against Zepeda, he lost. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I see him as a dude. It's just anytime he steps up, he's gonna lose, bro. Kind of like a Mickey Ward, Arturo Gatti. He could just be a guy that they put in there in great fights and maybe give us some awesome fights and stuff like that. That's where I see him moving forward. Put him in good matchups. He'll give us some good fights. What do you think, G-Funky?
Yeah, I agree. He's one of those dudes, almost like an Obakar. Remember him back in the day? How he was good, and then anytime they put him there at the top, he just came up short. He's known for facing guys like Felix Trinidad, who was my favorite fighter back in the day. Came up short against him. A few years later, he got a shot at the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. And came up short against him, but both fights were very good and competitive, man. So Pedraza is one of those dudes, man.
Yeah, Pedraza is definitely not going to make it to mountaintop unless he could stick around 140. But here's the problem. Like, even when Jose Ramirez, Josh Shader move up, like here comes the cavalry. Like, here comes Devin Haney and Tank and, all these other dudes. And I don't know, man. And we're going to talk about Teofimo Lopez. I think Pedraza's screwed, bro. I don't think he's ever going to win a world title. I just got to be honest. All right. But I'm just saying, like, hey, they're gone. Oh, shit. Like, you know what I mean? Have you seen those movies when they're winning the battle and then they turn around and comes the cavalry and shit? That's how I think Pedraza's going to feel about this, man. Shout out to Blood Boxing in the chat and BFTV Boxing as well. How's it going, guys? Skinny Kitty Zepeda knows he has a great chance of getting 140 when he has two chances to move up. Okay, Zepeda style means other guys proves excitement. And that's the thing. Zepeda might be in that same boat, G-Funky. He might never get a belt either. I mean, maybe a regular belt or something. You know what I mean? Maybe something like that.
Yeah, that's 140 is deep, man. And, we got possible undisputed coming there too, so it's gonna be tough for him to get a shot, man, for sure.
Yeah. Shout out to BTB, says he got a name so he could get some good fights. Yeah, he's done with world titles, absolutely. No more huge fights, but again, we could put him in some undercard fights, man, and just put on a show. You know what I mean? So, hey, not everybody makes it to the world stage. You know what I mean? So let's grade the cards, G-Funky. Well, before we do that, Robeisey Ramirez, bro, gold medalist, two-time gold medalist, okay? The guy that beat Shakur Stevenson in a gold medal match. That's how he's promoted, you know what I mean? But here he is. He avenged his loss against Adan Gonzales. Bro, like, we didn't know where the fuck Adan Gonzales was 4 weeks ago, right? And then a week and a half ago, they announced the fight. Shows up. Dude looks flat as hell. He didn't look so good. Like they caught him sleeping, I think, and they caught him good.
It's very possible. We know that Ramirez fought probably about a month before. He was only in there one round with some dude. He stretched that dude out, and then he got in there and got that smoke back, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. I love when these dudes get rematches, man.
Yeah, but he played it safe, though. He played it safe. That was a safe ass fight.
I agree. And I said the day before on our show that I was expecting him to knock him out. That's what I was expecting him to do, to go in there and prove a point. Say, you know what? You got lucky. Now I'm going to put you in your place, But maybe he felt something in that first fight, and he said, you know what? I better just stay on the outside, pot shot this dude till the end. I mean, he hurt him at the very end. He hit him with a nice body shot that hurt him, but it was just too late. But this is what I like, man, because now can't nobody go back and say, oh, well, he got Adan Gonzales problems now. He need to worry about this dude. No, that's done with now. You don't got to worry about that now, and can't nobody do that. Can't nobody say that. But here's the thing: if Gonzalez can start winning, start winning, because people know him now. He's been on ESPN twice. He's fought this guy twice, so people know him now a little bit. So if he can continue to win, get on a roll, win, maybe 5, 6, 7 in a row, he might be like, hey, you know what? Hey, I got you once, you got me twice. Hey, let's do the tiebreaker, and G-Funk is always for that. So, and Gonzalez, man, I hope that you continue to, train hard. Don't hang your head too low on this loss, Like I said, you got him the first time, he got you this time. Keep training, keep winning. You never know. You might get that smoke again, man.
Man, they ain't going to put him in the ring with Gonzalez again, bro. It's over. I'm telling you right now, I don't want to be a dude to tell people Santa ain't real, but they're going to put him in the ring again.
You're probably right. You're probably right. But that wouldn't stop me from running my mouth. I tell you that. If I was him,
Yeah, man. Let me tell you, man. This was the time to get him. And Robeisey Ramirez is going to get better. You know what I mean? It's going to get better. He's done, bro. Review mirror style. You know what I mean? Not even review mirror. You can't even see him in the review mirror anymore. He's gone. Right? So check it out, man. Give me a grade for these last two cards, you funky. Last week, I think we both agreed C-, I believe. What are you going to give them this time? What do you grade these cards?
I'm probably going to say about the same. And it's strictly because the main events have been just kind of, one-sided.
Like Zepeda, right?
Well, I mean, it was one-sided. It wasn't competitive, but that's because he was just so much better than the other dude, and he just, he did his thing, man. He did his thing, that's the way I seen it. But yeah, I'm gonna give it the same grade. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll give it a C+, not a C- this time. And that's only because they had a Northern California boy fight last night on the co-feature, Andy Vance's, man. He came up short. Although I felt he won the fight, the whole ESPN crew felt that he won the fight. He showed a lot of heart, man, because he was badly hurt in that 6th round. But he came back the next round strong. He listened to his corner. He kept his head. But I felt like he should have got the decision, man. So overall, I'm gonna move it up to C+, man.
Yeah, C+ sounds about right. Not a B, not yet. But when you see a bunch of fat asses on TV, there's that's good. Okay. Did you see that dude that they were showcasing on ESPN like for 2 straight days? That he won a hot dog eating contest? Like he broke the record for the most hot. Like what the hell's going on here, bro? Why is this on ESPN? I was just joking when I said hot dog eating is a sport. Okay, I was joking. They're over here like, oh, man, this guy broke the Guinness World Record for eating hot dogs. Like, are you kidding me, bro, right now? This is what we got right now, bro. This is what boxing's competing with. And we still can't win the ratings war, bro, because we got to do like Zepeda just cruising it in the end, bro.
Yeah, competitive eating, man. It's wild, isn't it? But they got to do a better job with these matchups, man, especially in the main events. Like I could see if you don't want, to stack the card with all great matchups, but at least give us the main event that's a good matchup,
Right.
But this is classic Top Rank, man. I hate to say it, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. That's for sure, man. Let's talk about some other stuff here, bro. To move on from this, you know what I mean? Hey, yesterday was the anniversary of Julio Cesar Chavez knocking out Roger Mayweather. All right. Big win for him. You know what I mean? So shout out to Julio Cesar Chavez. That fight happened in 1985 when he beat the Mexican assassin, bro. You know what I mean? So there you go. And speaking of Chavez, came out, and he said, hey, he gave his shouts out to Roberto Duran, and he said, hey, I'm glad you're doing better. I see you're doing better from COVID and Corona and all that. But hey, you're the best of all time. Then he started to mimic Roberto Duran, the way he would box, and he started hitting the heavy bag. Well, what did you make of that, G Funky? And what are your thoughts on Roberto Duran, overcoming COVID, bro?
Yeah, that's the first thing I want to touch on is I'm glad to hear that you're doing better, champ, and that it looks like you're going to have a full recovery from COVID, or at least from what we know. I mean, it seems like every day that there's conflicting evidence or new information on the virus and how you recover and things like that. But I'm glad to see the champ's doing well. And I thought that was a real good thing, man, a real nice thing that Chavez did, paying his respects to Manos de Pierda, Roberto Duran. And, he called him, he said, hey, you are the number one boxer of all Latin American boxers, man. That's a serious claim, but you know what? Kind of have to agree with him, man. And even though I was a big Chavez fan growing up, I mean, that's a hard one to argue, man. I mean, who else would you put up there over Duran? I mean, I wouldn't even put Chavez over him, and Chavez was my guy, So, I mean, for me, man, yeah, I would have to say, I mean, he was the best lightweight of all time, in my opinion. And, he moved up and beat Sugar Ray Leonard, who's arguably one of the best not middleweights, but welterweight champions of all time, man. He got the W against him, moved up from lightweight. So, I mean, and among other big wins after that. But man, that's a serious claim. But hey, I might have to agree with him.
Well, tell you what, man, it's something. But first, of course, I'm glad to hear that Roberto Duran is doing better. And knocking COVID out. I think he's still recovering. The fight's over. The ref just hasn't stopped it yet. You know what I mean? Roberto Duran just having his way with COVID right now. But so shout out to him, man. And it's a serious thing that he got it. And I don't want to make light of it. I am glad that he's doing better. And Chavez, wishing him well's nice, and him, saying, hey, you're the best. You're the man. You're the best, what, all that good stuff. And so, just to be petty, I texted one of my cousins, right, the video and stuff, right, because he's always arguing that Chavez is better, bro. You know what I mean? And, hey, Chavez said that Duran is better. And he says, man, Chavez is being, and you know what he goes, this is why Chavez is the GOAT. Because he's humble, and because this is what the GOAT does. He gives credit to the past legends, but he knows he's the best. Well, what do you make of that, you funky?
That's a classic D-style move right there. It reminds me of when I have these conversations about the NBA with a good friend of mine he's a huge Laker fan and a huge Magic Johnson fan. And we go back and forth about who's the best of all time. He thinks Magic, I think Michael Jordan. So every time I hear Magic Johnson say Michael Jordan is the greatest, I always remind him. Your boy said it, okay? If your boy, your own boy said he's better. So I mean, you can't argue that. If he gives it up, then hey, to me, there's no argument anymore, man. And me being a big Chavez fan back in the day, it doesn't bother me, man, because I mean, hands of stone, bro. Like, come on, this guy's a legend, you know. And look, this guy's still putting up. He's still knocking dudes. He's still knocking things out, man. He's knocking COVID out, man. He's the greatest, man.
Yeah, he's knocking COVID out. Like he's had his way with COVID, but now granted, I don't think he's fully recovered, so we definitely wish him a full recovery if he hasn't already. It's hard to argue, bro. I mean, all you got to do is put the names out there, right? You got Monzon, middleweight out of Argentina. You have Chavez. You have Salvador Sanchez. And I'm sorry, Puerto Rico, but I don't think any. I mean this Rafael Gomez, at 122 was a beast. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you could put him in the discussion too. There's Benitez. I mean, we're not going to put your boy there, Trinidad. He's not in the discussion, P. Funky. You know what I mean? You're waiting for me to say, like, there's Jose Napoles. Absolutely. He's there. He's in the discussion for sure.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. But
gotta put my boy there, man. Come on. From Puerto Rico? Come on, man. He's right there.
Yeah.
He's right there with them dudes.
Like there's those guys, and he's like in the next level. He ain't there. You know what I mean?
I think he's right there below.
Man,
I think he's right there with him.
Fanboy, bro. God, there's no way a dude that lawyer was slapping around the ring. Okay, got to give decision. Who, by the way, got the votes on the poll I put up. Ain't no way we're gonna put that dude right there, bro. You know he doesn't belong with these names.
He was running. He was running through welterweights. Then he moved up, beat two champions at.
He wasn't running through them. No, he wasn't. Dude, he was getting knocked. This dude was getting knocked down every other fight. Okay, knocking the dudes out late. What do you mean is running through them?
Hey,
right?
Hey, that's a part of the game, man. You get caught, you go down. Hey, he gets up.
What type of a train? What type of a train that keeps falling off the racks? It's, you got to put it back, and you know what I mean. Hey, put it back in the tracks.
At the end of the day, it's all about the W, all right? And he gets it done, man. It might not be the way you like it, but he gets it done.
Stop. He ain't on that list, bro. Like, we're not putting Trinidad up there. Okay, sorry. All right. But with that said, all right, even G-Funk will admit Roberto Duran is way better than Felix Cito Trinidad, bro. Like, come on.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, you got these names out there, but I think Duran is above those guys, bro. What he did at lightweight alone. But then to move up and beat Sugar Ray Leonard, bro.
Great win.
I mean, like Sugar Ray Leonard, dude. Like, I'm not talking about like, Cal Brook moved up to fight Triple G. Okay. Like, you guys think that was a challenge. All right. He moved up to fight Sugar Ray Leonard, dude. All right. So, like, at the end, and yes, he lost a rematch. He lost the third fight too. But then to go 15 rounds, bro, a lightweight to go 15 rounds with a Hagler, dude. And win like about 5-6 rounds in a fight too. You know what I mean? Like he was in there, like duking it out with fucking Hagler, bro. Top 3 easy middleweight of all time.
Yeah, who hasn't this guy been in there with? You know, I mean, he's been in with all of them, man. And I mean, that win alone against Ray Leonard, moving up from lightweight to welterweight and beating a Ray Leonard like that. That's huge, man. That's a huge win.
Yo, he freaking beat Iron Barkley, bro. Like, I mean, this is crazy. This dude went around, fought everybody. Like, he didn't give a damn, right? He moved up to fight. He fought Iron Barkley and beat him. That's like retarded impressive, honestly. So I'm just putting that out there. Imagine one of the lightweights today moving up one day to fight a middleweight, bro.
This dude is, I mean, he's great, man. I mean, He's the definition of a fighter, man. I mean, really, he's one of them dudes. If you could look up in the dictionary, if there'd be a picture, it'd be
Yep.
Manos de Pierda right there, man. You know, he didn't give a damn. He just want to get in there and mix it up. You know, and yeah, he's a fighter's fighter, man, for sure.
Man, you just gotta love, man. Like, he would still talk shit after wins, and he was doing the DX before DX, bro. You know what I mean? Pa! Like, you know what I mean? I just beat you. Pa! Pa! Like, god damn, this is rubbing it in and everything. It's crazy, bro. Like, sure, I didn't want to touch gloves after the fight. Duran's like, motherfucker. Like, god damn, bro. And wasn't he talking shit to Benito or some shit after that fight too?
Yes, he was. He told him, he said, you ain't got the, you know what, to get in here with me. And he touched her. He said, hey.
Was doing the DX, bro. Like, he should have patented that shit, bro. WWE owes his dude royalties for that. All right?
every time they do it, they send him a check.
Hey, COVID. Toma. All right? Like, what's up, bro? But hey, shout out to Chavez, man. I mean, you know, it for him. Not now. Now, let's G-Funk. Is he doing this because he's glad that Roberto Duran got better and he wants it to recover and wants it to feel good? Like, you think it's all for show, or you think this is the el mero mero, like real shit?
I think it's the real deal, man. I really do. And you know, it was, man. To me, it was a heartfelt message from Chavez, man. And I think it was genuine, man. I don't think there was any, you know, any kind. I think it was, you know, his intentions were true, man, when he said that. I really do. I don't think he was trying to play around or anything like your cousin saying, well, that's what the GOAT does, you know. He gave it up, man. And, you know, hey, salute to Chavez too, man.
Hey, BFTB in line, bro. In fact, there's an interview of Ray Leonard where he is admitting this, bro. Okay, he's flat out admitting that like, he literally says, oh, I knew after that big win, Duran wasn't going to get prepared. Like, I knew how he blew up between fights, and so I was pretty confident that he was going to. And all you got to do, bro, is look at his body. That's all you got to do. Look at Duran's body in the first fight and the second fight. To be honest with you, bro, like, after Duran beat Leonard in that first fight, I think he like felt like he made it. Like okay, that's it. I'm done. Like shredding like weight, and like I'm just gonna make weight and duke it out with dudes. You know what I mean? Because after, his body never looked defined again. Like you know what I mean? Like, he was still in shape. He's a professional boxer, but he didn't look like that anymore after that first Leonard win.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? The thing is this, like, when you dominate a division the way that he did, and then you're regarded as one of the best, you know, possibly the best fighter at that division, then you move up and fight a guy who was considered at the time the best guy in the sport, you know, and Sugar Ray Leonard, you beat him. Like, I think you deserve to take some time off. You deserve to party. You know, you deserve to drink, maybe do a little cocaina. I'm pretty sure he was doing that too. You know, you know, this is the '80s, man. We know it was running wild back then.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So I think he deserves to take some time off. And you know what? Ray did catch him on short notice, and he knew that he was going to be out of shape. He knew it was going to be tough for him. And I said this last week when we talked about it. Ray's always taking calculated risks. You know, same thing with Marvin Hagler. Like he said, the only reason why I took the fight with Hagler when I did was because I seen him slowing down. You know, so I mean, I get it. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to take away from Ray's win, but you know, hey, it is what it is. You know.
Oh, definitely. And Tangible Boss says Duran basically made it out of the trash can. Hunger wasn't there, and after he lost, he wasn't to adversity, and the hunger regained. Hence him moving up and beating more Barkley. Absolutely. There you go. You know what I mean? Those more fights were awesome, bro. By the way, those are some badass fights, bro. If you guys haven't, Davey Moore, don't confuse him with the 50s Davey Moore. Was a featherweight, was also a great fighter. I know him because he knocked out Pajarito Moreno, I believe, in the first round. Okay, because my grandfather always told me that. You know what I mean? This is how he told me the story. He was like, yeah, I was there and I was supporting Pajarito Moreno, and then Davey Moore went in and boom, 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 and it was over. Like, okay, well, I guess that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like sounds like a pretty easy fight, but hey, any last words about Roberto Duran? We got to do a Mount Rushmore of Latin American fighters, you funky. You know what I mean? We're not going to call it Mount Rushmore, though. You know what I mean? Like, everybody calls it Mount Rushmore. We have our Mount Azteca, okay? La Montaña Azteca of Mexican fights. You guys can check out that show, but we got to figure out a name, but for the Latin American fighters, you know what I mean? I would put, Jose Napoles and Mantequilla Napoles, bro. And you know why they call him Mantequilla? Because he was smooth like butter, bro. All right? But,
That's
Duran,
right.
and then there's some. A lot of you guys think like Chavez is a lock. He's not a lock. He might be there, but he's not a lock. Sorry.
Hey, we could call it this. Why not? We'll call it the Latino World Order, bro, of boxers.
You know what? We'll just call it the HCP Mount, the Mount HCP. All right, let's do that. That's right.
Yeah, I'm down with that. But my final words on Roberto Duran. I want to say, hey man, I'm glad you're doing better, champ. Keep on fighting. Get this, man. Get them to throw the towel in. Do whatever you got to do, man. Keep fighting, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing better, man. Viva Duran!
Absolutely. PNTV said it'll be like Floyd fighting Maidana to gain all this weight. Like, come on, you got 2 months, champ. Let's do this. All right. I don't think Maidana, you see when he came back? Have you seen that meme where a dude walks through the door and then like just walks back out? Maidana had like 1 day of training. He said, fuck this shit. I'm going to go back to my mansion in Argentina, bro. I don't do this shit. Like running upstairs and hitting heavy bags and have a coach screaming at me to keep going. Fuck this. Motherfucker went back to the bar. He went back to smoking cigars, and that dude got his $5-6 million per fight, and he's living like a king out there, bro. Okay? So, that's all I'll say about that. Hey, Chief Funky, man, we have this big mess at lightweight. Check out that painting, that's not a picture, guys. That is a painting, by the way. All right? But it's, I got permission to use, but Kelly, what is it? At Kelly_AK. You guys check that out. Psycho, what's going on, bro? And 78 Sports TV in the house. It going, bro? Thank you very much for that support and that super chat. It says Sanchez, Chavez, Duran, and Barrera. Man. 70 came here and he's going to put Barrera on my show. He's going to put Barrera on the Mount Rushmore, bro.
Barrera was my boy, man.
I'm going to knock Barrera out of there, bro. Put Morales there, bro. Okay? But, and we got Monsoon out there. We got some names out there. You know what I mean? Mantequilla Annapolis. We got a lot of dudes out there. So we'll definitely talk about that, man. Check it out, man. Ryan Garcia, eliminators. He's got 2 options. All right? The WBO, he could fight Emmanuel, the Game Boy Tagoe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So I apologize if I'm not. But first of all, I don't know what's with the Game Boy. I don't know what's up with that nickname. Like, I don't get it. But check it out. Dude, all I know is he's from Ghana, bro. Okay? He's won 31 straight fights. All right? And whenever you put a dude of Mexican heritage with a fight out of Ghana, for whatever reason, those fights are almost always great fights. Almost always. Like, it's very rare you get a boring fight when you get a Mexican and a dude from Ghana in the fucking boxing ring. Okay? So, nickname aside, that's one option. If he wins, he would theoretically fight the winner of Teofimo Lopez or Lomachenko. That's one option. The other option is a WBC option where he has to fight Luke Campbell. Luke the Jedi Campbell. That's not his nickname, but and if he beats Campbell, he's got to fight Devin Haney. Now, first of all, this is why I hate the franchise belt. So they're going to be putting all these eliminators, and Haney's got to fight all these dudes, right? But Loma doesn't. Okay. But look, either way, which option would you take, Chief Funky? The dude from Ghana and then face the winner Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko, or Luke Campbell to face Devin Haney?
I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Cause like you said, man, those dudes from Ghana, man, they know how to fight, man. They're good. And I remember that Ike Corte, man, had that bazooka jab, and he gave De La Hoya all he could handle that night. Those dudes, man, they're real good fighters. They're tough, and like you said, man, anytime that they're in there, Mexican fighters, man, they both, man, they give a hell of a performance. They're always good fights. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough question. Honestly, I don't even know what to say. I don't know, man. That's tough. But I agree, man. That stupid franchise belt, man, messes everything up. And I wish that they would just do away with this stupid thing, man.
I agree. I feel the same way about the WBA Super and all that and regular. But look, it looks like they already announced the Luke Campbell fight. They're insinuating that's the fight. It would be kind of weird to do psych and then go fight the other guy. That's how I feel about that. So to me, man, I think he should just go with the Luke Campbell route, bro. Because what makes you? Do you think they'll put Ryan Garcia in there with Lomachenko, bro? Right now, I think Loma wants to supposedly, anyway, he wants to gather all the belts.
Yeah, right. I'll believe that when I see it. But I don't think they will put him in there with Loma right now. No, he ain't worried about Lopez, man, because that boy is coming. Let me tell you, he's coming and he's ready.
Well, and that's the other thing. He ain't gonna fight no Loma because Teofimo Lopez is gonna knock him out. Right? He's knocking out Lomachenko. Right?
Knocking him out.
Like the only thing that could save Loma is COVID, bro. That's it. 78 says scratch Barrera, put it Marquez and Napoles. Morales got caught juicing. Monsoon is the Shizna 2. Yeah, Monsoon's up there. Yeah, Chavez Jr. never existed. No. Chavez Jr. has been disowned. That's right.
Chavez Jr. is done, bro. Stick a fork in him. Done.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. His dad felt he had to do something to take attention away from his son. He went out and said, Duran's the best ever, bro. You know what I mean? Like, he just had to, I need to do something. Duran's the best of all time, guy. Like, you know what I mean? He had to do something.
What's funny is Chavez, all the time he's putting out these videos of himself hitting the heavy bag. I mean, this dude at his advanced age trains harder than his son does, when he's got millions of dollars at stake. He's got a chance to do something with himself. And this Chavez Jr. is just a bum, man. I'm through with this dude, man. I'm done with him.
We'll call him Mr. X on this channel now. We don't call him Chavez Jr. Okay? Mr. X. We don't mention him anymore. Oh, man. Ryan versus Luke is the fan favorite direction, but not for Ryan. And look, man, G Funky, it looks like that's the most viable option, or most, not viable, but what's the word? Probable option, especially since they could make that fight easy on the zone. You know what I mean? So, and they don't have to deal with DeBella and all that. Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia, I got to be honest, bro. If Ryan doesn't fix that chin in the air problem, he's fighting like this. He has his upright kind of 1900 style when they fought with bare knuckles and shit. Like he's like this, bro. Like, can you tuck in your chin, dude? Because if he doesn't do that, bro, it's gonna get chin checked, and I think Luke Campbell's gonna beat him, bro. I gotta be honest.
That's definitely a problem, and that's something that I feel like they should have been on top of at least 3-4 fights ago, man. Because that's really honestly at this point in his career, he's shown a lot of potential. We see the tremendous hand speed, and he's starting to show some power. He's getting these first round knockouts. But that chin, man, you got to learn how to tuck that chin, man. You got to learn how to hide that chin as best as you can, because keeping it up in the air like that, eventually someone's going to take advantage of that. And now that you're starting to step up in competition, And Luke Campbell is a serious dude. So if that chin doesn't get tucked away like it's supposed to, he could get clipped and things could get ugly for him, man. But I'm still picking Ryan Garcia to win that fight.
Yeah. BTB, I appreciate the super chat. Says Ryan gets killed by everybody he fights next if he gets past Luke. Oh, man. Shit. So, well, I mean, he's going to have a hard time against Lopez, Lomachenko, Haney. Those are tough fights for sure. Look, we'll see if he gets back past Luke Campbell. But, man, no matter what route he takes. But here's what I like. It's very rare, G-Funky, that I give credit to the sanctioned bodies, okay? But the fact that they're not putting him in there with some vacant champion or a vacant championship against some nobody like we've seen in the past and stuff like that, he's got to earn it. He's got to fight this tough dude from Ghana or, Luke Campbell, Luke Skywalker, all right? Or, those are his options pretty much. And then he's got to fight Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, or Lomachenko to become a world champion. All right? So that's the way I see it. What's up to BTB? I appreciate that super chat. Shouting out 78, and he says, that's not Chavez's real son. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger's son with the maid, bro.
Maybe I believe that. Maybe if Chavez Jr. was cutting lawns at like 5, he's some big swole ass kid, pushing a lawnmower around or something, But yeah, I don't know, man. I've always questioned that, because he doesn't resemble Chavez a whole lot, and he's about 2 feet taller than his dad. So you never know. Might want to check the mailman, see what he looks like.
One wakes up early in the morning, the other one sleeps till 4 p.m. Like it's just. I don't know, man. So, the mailman, I don't know, man. I think it's some drug cartel familia over there, bro, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So
very possible. Very possible. He's got that mentality like one, I guess, huh?
Absolutely. Skinny Kitty says it's excellent matchmaking for Ryan by Golden Boy. Luke Campbell can't punch. Sorry, D-Style. No chance for that. Dude, I'm telling you guys, he might lose that fight. Like, I'm just telling you that right now. Ryan might lose that fight. If he wins it, good for him. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be tougher than people think, honestly, right? Now, I understand Luke Campbell, he's lost to Linares and he lost to Lomachenko, but Ryan's not proving like that. Like, he's not – Ryan hasn't been sharpening iron with iron, bro. Let me just put it that way.
No, he hasn't. And the fact that he's, stepping it up now, it's a good thing, man. I like it. It's time to take the bib off. Right. And let's see what you're made of, man. The only way to know is to get out there. That's the only way we know. Get him in there with some of these dudes, and we'll see if he's the real deal or not. I mean, the eye test right now for me, he's passing the eye test, but it's got to get done in the ring, man. That's where it's all said and done.
So BTV says if Ryan runs all those names, he is the best of the era, bro. All right. Man, I think I missed super chat here. Apologize. Kevin says, Slim says, the lightweight top 5 tank, Lomachenko, Teofimo, Haney, and Garcia. He's got him in the top 5 already. I don't know, man. Thank you for that support, bro. And to BFTV again, thank you so much. Says Ryan runs all those names, then he's the best of his era. You got a top 5, T-Funky? Lightweight right now.
Ooh, I don't know if I'd have him top 5. He's hanging around there. But man, that's another division. Like we're just talking about 140. Man, this division is stacked, bro. Stacked. I mean, look at that. Look at those guys right there. With Loma, we got Teofimo, we got Haney, we got Ryan Garcia, there's Linares, there's Luke Campbell. I mean, there's the Game Boy dude, like, I mean, there's some names down there, man. Personally, I think, well, I've said this before, I think Teofimo is going to be the guy there, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think if he beats Campbell, he's definitely in the top 5 for sure. No doubt about it.
Looks like everyone has Garcia over Campbell, and Chicano Prophet probably thinks because he's with Reynoso, Canelo's trainer. So he probably thinks some conspiracy, against them. You know what I mean? Tangible Boxing News You know, like he said, man, being Fonseca doesn't do it. So, Scrapbook on the house. What's going on, Scrapbook? Shout out to you, bro. Skinny Kenny, don't get tricked, guys. Ryan probably gets the mandatory spot, and then David moves up to 140. Ryan will get the vacant belt. I mean, that could happen. You know what I mean? But we will see. You know what I mean? That can happen. Oh, Skinny Kenny, I'm sorry. BFTB said Ryan can beat one of those screens. He cannot be denied. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But he's going to have to first get through Luke Campbell. More than likely, it looks like that's who he's going to fight. Well, Dan, the man in the house, bro. How's it going, man? Shout out to you. You guys are tuning into Hispanics Causing Panic, July 8th edition. Make sure you throw a jab at my like button. Make sure that shit turns blue. All right? Make sure you guys do that. So, Jorge Linares is going to be fighting Javier Fortuna. I'm going to tell you right now, all right? Jorge Linares is going to get knocked out in that fight. You know what's going to go down? He's going to look like $1 million, bro, like he always does. He's going to be outboxing the dude, like making him look dumb and making him miss. And then, like always, he's going to get tired. He's going to run out of gas. He's going to start cutting easy, and they're going to stop that fight later. He's going to get knocked the hell out late in that fight. I got Fortuna in that fight, Chief Funky. Can we move on? Do you agree? Yes.
I disagree. And you know what? That is a concern of mine because Linares has a history of cutting. He has a history of dazzling, looking good, looking great. Then all of a sudden, things happen in there, and then he decides to become a shell of himself in the ring. But I mean, with all that history, I understand all that history, but I think he understands now. He's at the point where if he doesn't start getting things done right now, then that's it. He's not going to get a chance at the top anymore. He's not going to get a chance at these dudes to get a belt anymore. So I think he's going to finally step on the gas. And I'll just be honest, man, I just don't think Fortuna is that good, man. I think he's very sloppy. I mean, he's got power. Don't get me wrong. When he connects, he shows a lot of power. But to me, he's just very sloppy. And I think Linares can pick him apart, man. I really do. So I'm going to roll with Linares in this one, man.
All day. He's going to be picking him apart all day. Well, not all day. It's for a couple rounds. You know what I mean? Like, remember how spectacular he looked against DeMarco for the first 6 rounds? Like, he looked amazing. Like, he was just picking him apart. And then what happened?
Got cut, and that was it. Fight changed.
Dude, Linares is like a Ferrari with on a little bit of gas, bro. Like, not even a 4 tank, bro. That thing's on fumes. And he's running fast, too. Like, have you seen the dude? He's like, brr, brr. And then he's 7th round comes. And he's just tired, bro. I'm telling you, dude. I think Fortuna's going to put it. All Fortuna has to do, get those mitts up and get on his chest, bro. Just put pressure on him. And he's going to have to walk through fire, but that's how you beat him. That's the blueprint to beating Linares, bro. You just put pressure on him. If he can't take you out, he starts to panic. He starts to fade. He starts to cut. And then, he falters, bro, at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, all that's true. Can't argue. I can't argue with that because we've seen it time and time again. Even with Lomachenko. I'm not going to say
BFTB agrees with me. When me and BFTB agree on something, bro, it's 99.998% accurate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to Best Fight the Best Boxing. And I agree, man, with all that stuff you said, because he's got a history. We see it all the time. But I'm rolling with it just because, like I said, I think he understands that it's literally now or never for him at this point in his career. He either lives up to what he was supposed to be early in his career now, or that's it, man. I don't think if he gets beat or knocked out by Fortuna, he's done. I don't think we'll ever see him again on this stage, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what we do know. We know that the last time Linares lost a fight, right, was against Pablo Cesar Cano, right? And as you guys should know, Pablo Cano is the guy that Eric Morales beat to win his 4th title in his 4th different weight class, right? When he made history, becoming the first Mexican to win 4 titles in 4 weight classes Just putting that out there. That's the last guy to beat. Not he knocked out early, bro. Not the Mako. Just saying. Well, where were all those skills? Okay, the Linares skills. Where were the SKILLZ? Where were they when he fought Cesar Pablo Cano, who Eric Morales beat to become a four-time, four-division world champion a while back?
Oh, boy, here we go with the El Libre pom-poms going. But it's all good, man. You know what? I mean, like I said, I can't argue with the history. There's no way I could argue that. I'm just rolling with him because I think we get a guy who understands he's at the end of the line and that it's time. Now you got to do something now. I'm rolling with him. Plus, I just don't think Fortuna is that good, man. I mean, I know he's going to come forward. He's going to try to make it a dogfight, and that should be your game plan for sure against Linares. But I don't know, man. I don't think Fortuna is that guy. I don't think he's that good to do it, man. I just don't.
Hey, BTB says that was an off night. Left the skills at home. But, so that's what happened there. So
he sure
don't
did.
Forget the skills. Don't forget the SKILLZ. Don't forget those at home when you fight Fortuna, all right? I'm just saying. Shout out to A-Rod becoming the newest member of D-Style Boxing Live. Just 99 cents a month. You guys could support the channel. You know what I mean? Kevin Sands, under the super chat. I appreciate Theo. Reminds me of a young Cotto. Nah, I mean, no. I don't know.
I mean, Cotto around 140, maybe.
Cotto didn't have that bounce to him, bro. I'm telling you, bro. He didn't have that snap. Like, pop. You know what I mean?
A little different style. I think Teofimo is a little more explosive, a little faster.
Right.
But, I mean, there's some comparisons there, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Look at, man. Check it out. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez really quick before anything. Dude, Teofimo Lopez has the same, like, shocking, like, boom, like quickness that Ryan Garcia has, and more, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think his ceiling is higher than Ryan Garcia. I think it's higher. Apologize. That's higher than your boy, bro. I think he's got more going for him, right? Honestly, Teofimo Lopez, like BFTB just said it. Mark my words. He's gonna stop. He's gonna knock out. Okay, he's gonna knock out Lomachenko, right? And we're going to have to get some of these, bro. See this? We're going to have to get some of these for Black Fight Fan, bro. Right? When his boy gets knocked out. At least what my dude, though. But with that said, G-Funky, ceiling higher than Ryan, right?
Absolutely. I agree. Plus, you know, his size, man. He just looks... I mean, he looks big. He looks strong. He's fast. He's got power. I think the ceiling is higher than Garcia's for sure. And I agree. There's going to be a lot of fans that are going to need some tissue. There's going to be a lot of fans that are going to need the violins out. You know, they're going to be sobbing because he's going to stretch Lomachenko. As soon as that straight right hand lands, and if the right hand doesn't do it, then the left hook's coming right after. Stretch him out right there in the center of the ring, man. I'm calling it right now.
Kevin Sims, again, I appreciate the support, bro, and A-Rod as well. 78 BFTB. Thank you guys again for the support. Check it out, man. Look, man. Psycho boxing fan. He thinks we're crazy, bro. You know what I mean? He's like, Loma all day. Like, people laugh at me, bro. Like, there's two. Let me tell you something. When I said, like, I don't even think it's that crazy. When I said, I think Neri beats, Monster Inoue. Like, people trying to shred me, bro. Oh, no, you're stupid. Don't even watch boxing no more. You don't know anything about boxing. If you think that. Like, what do you mean, bro? Am I that far off? It's like Loma losing, like I've seen him lose before. It's not like it can't happen.
Exactly.
I just don't understand. It's not like I can't believe it happening.
You lost to a guy who's far less accomplished and far less skilled than he is. Hey, took that O, took it from his ass.
Look, man,
You know,
let me tell you something, bro. Okay, let me draw this out for you guys. I'm taking the Sharpie out. Now you know I'm serious. Okay, that's when you know I'm serious and shit, right? Look, this is a fighter's career. Okay, this is the start of their career and the end of their career. Okay, Salido was right here. All right, so yeah, he wasn't in his prime, right? And Loma was like right here, bro. They were pretty much even. You know what I mean? They pretty much met each other at a pretty even time. One guy was on the way out, and the other guy, you know what I mean? Bam tweet on here. I appreciate the support, bro. It's a salute. Chief Funky, BTB, and D-Style, etc. Absolutely, man. Shout out to you guys, and I appreciate the support very much there. Sonteo Media says Theo had some personal problem, not his last fight, but prior. Hopefully those family problems have been resolved. Oh, there you go. So, look, Boxing Dialogue says it's going to look like Canelo versus Floyd, bro. No, come on. Bro, he's going to have a hard time, dude. Well, why didn't Luke Campbell? Loma didn't look like Canelo Floyd. Pedrasa Loma didn't look like Canelo Floyd. Well, what makes you think Teofimo Lopez is going to look like that? Go ahead, Chief Funky.
The guy who, a lot of people say comes into a fight with a quarter of a tank of gas and gives up, had a lot of success against Loma and put him on his ass.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. If you don't see what we're seeing here, man, I mean, Canelo Floyd, that's a stretch. That's going too far for me, man. I think if Loma beats him, I think it's going to be a competitive fight. I think if Lopez wins, he's going to knock him out. That's what I say. I don't think he's going looking for the decision. I think he's trying to knock Loma's head off, man. That's what I think.
Look, in fairness to Psycho Boxing fan, if Loma wins, experience will be the difference. Okay, he'll make some adjustments and escape with a victory, in my opinion. Right? It might even be controversial, but I don't see him outclassing Loma. Like, I'll admit it, I'll be shocked if he outclasses Teofimo like that. Like, I'll be completely shocked. Plus, he's never fought somebody with that speed, bro. Or that consistent speed. He fought Gary Russell. Gary Russell has pretty fast hands and stuff like that. But, I mean, since then, he hasn't fought somebody with that speed. You know what I mean? So, it'll be interesting. But shout out to Teofimo Lopez. I think he's going to win that fight.
Well, we could say that, I mean, Linares has very fast hands, too. And, again, gave him trouble. It wasn't looking like the Matrix, until Linares decided to pack it in after a body shot.
No, he did, bro. Have you seen the Matrix when they do the back, when they go like that, like dodging the bullets? That's how he looked when like Linares knocked him down, bro. Like, he fell on his ass doing it, but he did for a moment. In fact, somebody do it. Like when he knocks him down, like freeze it in that moment where he's going back, he'll look like the Matrix for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I think it's time. I think it's time. I think Loma is that big ripe plum just getting ready to be picked off the tree, man. He's ripe for the picking. And Lopez he's gonna reach up, snatch it from him, man. He's gonna
Hey guys, you guys stay. Let me tell you, look, Idiot Sports Tio better not let go to scorecards. He's not getting the decision over Loma. Okay. Let me tell you something, bro. Right? See this painting right here? You know who owns that painting, G Funky?
Who?
Bob Arum. You really think Bob Arum has any problems just letting it go to scorecard fair and square? Nah. Let me just tell you that right now. And shout out to everybody in Honduras, bro. All right? Just saying.
Yeah, it's about time that they got a boxer out there that's getting ready to make a name for himself. No more Honduras, ¿dónde estás? They're here, baby. They're ready.
Bam Tweeter just trying to balance things out. He's got Loma winning. So, there you go. And of course, we know United to Aku's God. He's got Loma all day. Man, he says that he's going to pull a no mas, bro. Look at this. What do you think?
No way, man. I don't see that happening.
Look at this. D-Style G Funky Theo gonna go Shawn Michaels style swing chin music, bro. He's gonna pop. We're gonna hear that pop, bro. He's gonna go down. Kevin saying Limo can't take a punch, especially from Theo. I appreciate the support, bro. Shout out to you.
He's tuning up the band right now, like Shawn Michaels used to. He's tuning it up, man. He's getting ready, you know.
Well, you know how Sean would do the switch chin music. He would stomp his feet. Like Theo does that. He does that little move where he pretends like he's taking out a gun. That shit's hilarious, bro. But I don't know why he does that. But maybe he shouldn't do that against Loma. But it'd be hilarious if he did and then knocked him out. But just saying. Shout out to you guys from Theo Media, says Bob. Might get the scorecards to lean in Theo's way. Possible. Skinny Kenny. Nah, bro. Lopez getting decision. Top rank wants Theo to win. Loma's limited moneymaker, and he is 33 years old. Man, Theo Fimo Lopez, bro, let me tell you something. He's from New York, okay, which is a big market, okay. He has a big following in Honduras, bro. Almost everyone I know thinks he's Mexican, all right? So, and then people in New York probably think he's Puerto Rican. He's going to make money, bro. I'm telling you right now, bro. So, shout out to him.
He's going to be bringing in some dollars for sure, man. You got a guy who's almost in a situation like, not saying he's as good as Pacquiao, because some people might get mad, but the situation is similar to Pacquiao. Like, I can't remember last time Honduras had a champion, right, in boxing. Same thing with the Philippines. Like, man, he was all they had, and he's going to be all they have in the sport of boxing. So they're going to be out fully supporting him. And again, Nueva York, a lot of Latinos out there. So, hey, they're going to be packing the Garden or wherever, the Barclays, wherever it is that he's going to be fighting, man. He's going to bring in some dollars for sure.
Hey, for you guys coming in here, man, make sure you throw a jab at my like button. Give me over 30 likes already. Come on. Press the damn like button. All right? Takes 3 seconds. Make sure it turns blue. If you're watching on a smartphone, press that little X on the top right corner. It'll drop it down. You'll see the like. Press it, and then you can bring the chat back up. All right? That's right. You're watching on Facebook as well. Those on Facebook, press the like button there as well. All right? Make sure you guys do that. Devin Haney doesn't have an opponent, G-Funky. What's going on, bro? Like, what's – I don't – like what – no opponent for Devin Haney, bro.
I don't understand it. I mean, especially in a division where we got so many good young fighters. Like, they got to get him in there with somebody, man.
He's gonna fight TBA, bro. Look,
the TBA. Yeah, they got to get him in there with somebody, man. Come on, that's ridiculous, And he's one of those guys, a lot of potential. And I love watching him fight every time he's lined up for a fight. I'm right there watching, and let's get this guy in there with somebody, man. Let's quit playing around, all right? Get him in there with somebody, and I want to see him in there again, just like Ryan Garcia starting to step up. It's time for Devin Haney to start stepping up as well, man. We got to find out how good these young guys are, man. These 3 young guys. Lopez is taking on the guy who's the top guy in the division. We got Garcia stepping up against Campbell. So, hey, let's get Haney in there with somebody, man. Let's see what these guys are made of.
If you're Haney, I mean, I saw him tweet out, bro. Like, it was kind of cryptic a little bit, but not so much, because he didn't say names, in other words. But he said that these promoters trying to screw me over, man, but they ain't gonna get me, something like that. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'll tell you what. If I'm Devin Haney's team, I just find somebody to stay busy. You know what I mean? Just get someone, even if they're solid, stay busy. Because let me tell you, man, you'll have options. You could fight. You see those bottom 2 fights down there? You could fight the winners of those fights. So he'll have options, but I mean, we'll see. You know what I mean? I think, just that's what I'll say. I mean, if the boxing fan of me wants to say fight Tank Davis, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of asking for too much in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? Santel Mira says, Tio's carrying the torch for Central America just like Chocolatito did. Interesting. Well, let me tell you, man, he's pretty popular in Honduras, that's for sure. Ryan don't want the Haney smoke, says A-Rod. Well, I mean, I don't see him in a hurry when he talks about Haney. I'll say that. So, yeah, Vitek, Honduras is a soccer country for sure. And they had a decent team, didn't they? Didn't they make the World Cup last time? I don't remember, but either way, man.
No, they didn't.
No. No wonder they're excited about Teofimo Lopez, bro. Like, we'll get excited about this guy. Well, what about Richard Comey against Haney?
Hey, that's a great fight. Because we know Comey, I mean, we know he got stopped in 2 rounds against Lopez. He got caught with a shot in the middle of an exchange. Hey, that's what happens when you have these 50-50 exchanges, man. You could get caught with something like that and not recover. But he's a dangerous guy too, man. I mean, just because you take a loss, that doesn't mean nothing, you know? That would be a real good fight for a Devin Haney. Real good fight, and I would love to see it.
Absolutely. Really quick, since the Psycho Boxing fan brought it up here, Mike Garcia, the cherry picker, now wants a big money fights, not the glory. Hey, what do you make of? Right, I mean, he's like Mikey's talking a lot, bro. Like I'm not used to him talking so much, but he's out here saying Crawford hasn't fought nobody at welterweight, and you think he's trying to get that Crawford fight?
Maybe. I know that they have a past amateurs. I mean, I know that they fought in the amateurs a couple of times, and Crawford got the best of Mikey there. But I don't know, man. It's hard to tell with Mikey because he seemed pretty sure and pretty confident of himself when he was calling out Earl Spence. You know, I remember at the time I was thinking, yeah, right, they're not going to take that fight. The fight ended up happening, and I mean, we saw Earl Spence put on a clinic that night. And then he fights Jesse Vargas, you know, a big, tough welterweight, and had his way with him. So I don't know, man. I don't know if he's clout chasing or what, but maybe he feels like he can do something with Terrence since Terrence hasn't been in there with anybody in quite some time. You know, I mean, that I personally believe, and I could be wrong. This is just something that I've always thought with boxing is when you're not in there fighting guys that could, you know, give you some good work or test you a little bit, that you might start to lose a little something, you know? And it's happened before with fighters. So I don't know, maybe Terrence, you know, maybe they're sensing something there. I don't know, but I think that would be a fantastic fight too at 147, you know, let's do it.
Yeah, man, I think that would have been you know, why not? I mean, I'd rather watch that than Santillan against Crawford. I'll tell you that. Right? Afro-Rican G says, saludos, hermano, with that super chat. I appreciate the support and the love and all that good stuff, man. Afro-Rican G, bro. I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you back. And can somebody get a hold of AJ10? I don't know where my fact checker is, bro.
Amber alert. Amber alert.
I've been saying like 3 or 4 things inaccurately every show because I don't have AJ10 here. Right? But in all seriousness, I want to know he's okay and stuff. Well, the corona stuff going on. Nowadays, you don't know. You know what I mean? What's his name? Man, NBT Boxing popped back up on Twitter, so shout out to him. All right. But we will see, man. He's telling the truth. Crawford hasn't fought anybody at that weight, says Bam Bam Tweed.
That's right. Man. I mean, I've said it on the show. I'm a big Crawford supporter. I think he's the best guy at 147 skill-wise, you know. He's a switch hitter, go orthodox southpaw on you. He's shown some power, but again, right. He hasn't been in there with much at 147. So,
but he fought Horn. He fought Horn. Horn beat Pacquiao, bro. The same guy that beat Keith Thurman. I just want to put that out there. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, bro. What do you mean? No, look. Don't get me. I'm not saying like, oh, that's an amazing win, but it's a good win.
That's a good win at 140. I mean, that was when he kind of was early, kind of new to 147. So that was a good win. But I mean, who else was he in there? Mean Machine, Mir Khan. Who else? I don't know.
Now, you know, if fighter ain't that good, we got to call him Mean Machine, bro.
Benavidez, was that at 147 or was it at 140?
147.
Okay. Well,
well, it was at 100 and how much does the leg weigh? So 147 minus the weight of a leg. That weight class.
Yeah. But you know what? It's true. I mean, He hasn't done much at 147. He's getting wins, and hey, the Mean Machine did rock him. I don't care what anybody says. I thought that was a knockdown when that happened. And it's not a knock on Crawford. There's a lot of guys trying to do damage control, like he didn't drop him, none of that. But hey, that happens in boxing, man. Get your ass up and keep fighting. So not a big deal to me, but it's time for him to step up for sure at 147.
Hey, Batman Tweets called me Mr. Fantastic, bro. He said that's a stretch style. I went all over the place with that one, bro. But check it out, man. Check it out.
Stretch Armstrong.
He did beat Pacquiao, though. You guys make it seem like he didn't beat Pacquiao. Look.
I honestly felt like Pacquiao won that fight.
Bro, but Pacquiao's the dude that Eddie Morales beat in the first fight, bro. In a historic fight. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's talk about Billy Joe Saunders. You guys are tuning into the July 8th edition of Hispanics Causing Panic every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Because you know what? Who's down with HCP, Chief Funky?
Everybody.
That's right. Make sure you guys throw a jab on my damn like button if you're listening on Archive as well. And shout out to everybody listening on Archive and the Leave It in the Ring network as well. Shout out to everybody in the network as well. Check it out, man. Billy Joe Saunders turns down the Canelo fight, bro. He said he needed more time. He needs a tune-up. 8 weeks ain't enough. And the last fight was less than 8 weeks, and he accepted it when it was going to be in May. But now he needs more time. Let me tell you something, bro. Why didn't you just take the damn fight, dude? Honestly. Why didn't you take the fight? Why didn't Billy Joe Saunders take the fight, Chief Funky? Or are you just going to side with him because it's Canelo?
You know what, man? I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here because, when we first heard about this fight back in, I want to say it was like late March or something like that, or maybe early April, when we kind of first heard of the rumblings of a possible Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo Alvarez in September. I thought it was a good fight. I said it. I went on record. I made a video. I said, I think it's a good fight. His style can give Canelo some trouble. He's a southpaw, likes to move around the ring. We know that that's given Canelo trouble in the past. So I was giving Canelo props. It's like, hey, man, this is, a stylistic, not so good matchup for you, but you're willing to take on it. And same thing for Billy Joe. He's stepping up. He's fighting Canelo. I got a lot of hate still. Hey, man, I know I've been considered a Canelo hater for some time now. But even when I'm giving their boy some credit for going in there with somebody that has a style that could give them some trouble, they still want to come out and hate. And my boy D-Style came out and joined me. We crushed some fanboy on my channel. We talked about it for a little bit. But, man, let me tell you something, man. Billy Joe, all right? This is exactly why the guys call you Billy Ho Saunders, because you're acting like a little hoe now. Talking about, I need more time, man. This is plenty of time, dude. We were talking about this fight like months ago. You should have had your ass in the gym. You should have been training. There's no excuse why you couldn't have taken this fight with Canelo, man. You didn't want that damn smoke to begin with. You didn't want nothing to do with that. I don't want, man, get this guy out of here, man. I don't want nothing to do with Billy Joe no more. I'm through with it, man. That's terrible, man. And if the fight does happen to come through, man, I hope Canelo knocks his damn head off, man. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, but Chief Funky, he said, hear him out, though. He said, I don't want to be just another guy that Canelo takes advantage of, he said.
How's he taking advantage of him?
Because if you just say that, people think that it's Canelo that's going to accept it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of valid criticism about Canelo, but you can't just say something and we're just going to side with you just because, you know what I mean? What are you doing?
Exactly. And I've had my fair share time criticizing Canelo for the things that he does outside of the ring, in negotiations, but there's nothing here, Billy Ho. There's nothing here, man. You got plenty of time. Stop being a little hoe.
Billy Ho Saunders, bro. Look, man. I mean, and people are going to be, oh, you can't say that. I can say what the fuck I want. Okay? You know why? Because I don't answer to nobody. That's why. But at the end of the day, check it out, man. What do you mean you don't want to take dude? 8 weeks for like the biggest payday of your life, biggest fight of your life, dude. I mean, come on, dude. 8 weeks. That sounds perfect, actually. Well, why do you want to overtrain? How much time do you need, dude? You know, like I don't get it. This is ridiculous, dude. I'm sorry. There's no excuse for this. He should never get a big fight again. Fuck this dude. All right?
Should have been.
I'm just saying.
Been not training, but at least in the gym, staying in shape. Like I said, dude, this was at least back in April. I think we were already talking about this fight happening in September. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Get this guy out of here, man. Get him out of here.
Dude, like, come on, bro. Like, we're over here watching UFC make all these fights, and over here in boxing, we can't get these motherfuckers in the ring, bro. Right? We can't even get these dudes just to say yes to a damn fight. Just say yes. Oh, yeah, I'll do it. Nothing. 8 weeks isn't enough. I need a tune-up, he said. Man, are you an elite fighter or not?
You just had a tune-up. You was in there with some dude from Argentina no one even heard of, and you look like dog shit.
He needs to take the car. He needs to do a tune-up again, bro. Second tune-up.
Get this guy out of here, man. I'm through with the excuses, man. He wasn't about that smoke.
Well. So what now? I'm hearing rumblings. You fucking Devinchenko against Canelo.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem is that Team Canelo.
In boxing, we don't have rumblings. We have more like whispers, but still, go ahead.
Yeah. So, but I think the problem is that Team Canelo wants that fight at 168. I don't know if Devinchenko wants to move up to fight a Canelo at 168. I'm also hearing rumors of possibly him getting a fight with Charlo at 160, which is, more of where, he's pretty much fought his whole career, I think, Devinchenko. So I think he'd probably be more comfortable with that. I mean, obviously he's going to get paid a lot more money if he fights Canelo and moves up to 168. But that's a decision that he's going to have him and his team have to sit down and make, Are you comfortable moving up in weight? Do you feel like you'll be as strong? Do you feel you'll be stronger? Do you feel like your punching power will be there? Do you feel like you'll be able to fight the way you can? That's all questions for them to answer. But I think if someone had to tell me where's Devinchenko going, is he going to move up to fight Canelo? Is he going to stay at 160 fight Charlo? I would say it's more likely he's going to stay and fight Charlo. That's what I think. But you never know, man. When people start throwing money at you, you might want to move on up, Yeah,
absolutely. I want to give a shout out to Rob Jackson on Facebook watching, saying, salute D Styles. How's it going? And everybody watching on there as well. Make sure you guys press the like button as well on Facebook and here on YouTube as well. So shout out to everybody watching us on both platforms.
Also, I want to say this. Sorry, man.
What?
But since we were talking about, I brought up Charlo as a possible opponent for Devinchenko.
Sure.
That is a great fight for Charlo. Because I just made a video the other day trashing his resume, and, there's really not much there in his last 5 fights. A lot of these dudes, I hadn't even heard of some of these dudes. I mean, look, Devinchenko, a lot of people feel like he beat Triple G in his last fight. That'd be a good name for him to fight. Real good name and a good step up for him, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I can't believe that Billy Joe Saunders turned down this fight, dude. Like, I'm at where, dude, like, come on. Especially with all the crap, and we're going to get to another dude, but Billy Joe Saunders, man, like, some of the stuff he's been caught doing, and you couldn't even argue he shouldn't even be getting a payday like this. You know what I mean? And here's an opportunity. He doesn't seize it. Oh, well. You know what I mean? So whoever gets the opportunity, good for them. So that is that. So that's that, man. Nopal's talking shit, bro. Like, Nopal's getting like he's getting a little brave out here, bro. He's saying Charho. Look at this dude.
His blood boils, man. Anytime Canelo is the subject. I'm ready, baby. I'm ready.
Well, Canelo is on the zone. You only take the fight if you are old, and it's a cash out. No reason to make concessions unless you are being really overpaid, dude. Like Billy Joe wasn't making any concessions, bro. Like it's a fight, dude. You want to fight or not? These guys are fighters, bro. It's the biggest payday of your life. Do you want to fight or not? If you don't want to fight all the time, been calling out Canelo. At this point, stop talking about Canelo. Then, if you're not going to take the fight with 8 weeks' notice. Just stop talking about the guy. And that's all I have to say about that. You know what I mean? But hey, that's my thoughts. You know what I mean? This is my thoughts. Eubanks Jr. versus Chavez Jr. Sons or bums of legends, man. Damn. Man, but Eubanks Jr.'s out here trying though. Like he ain't fucking up like Chavez Jr. though.
Right. He's not at home walking around in mini skirts and high heels, all right, with his hair looking like a damn snow cone.
No, he's not. Anyway. Oh, man. Hey, Russell, when it was a cash cow, everyone wanted to fight him. But no one wants to fight Canelo. I mean, that's true, too.
That's the weirdest thing ever, man. It's the weirdest thing ever,
But remember, I would ask that, what the fuck's in his contracts, bro? Like, what is on there? Like, hey, man, you ready to sign? Yeah, sure. All right.
There must be some shit in
my wife. What the what? You want me to give you my son? Like, what the fuck's in his contracts, bro? You know what I mean?
There's got to be something there, man, because it just doesn't make sense. And A-Rod makes a great point, man.
I got to chop off my arm before the fight. Like, what's in these fucking contracts, bro?
I gotta. On the night of the fight, I have to wear 2 left shoes. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I could see him like going through the contract, like. Wait, what? Like, but at the end of the day, man.
Here's what I'll say to a couple guys in the chat. The Canelo fans are saying, well, these guys are afraid to get knocked out. Like, come on, guys. That's going too far. These guys are fighters, man. They're professional fighters. They're not scared, okay? Stop it.
Ay, me da miedo. Like, come on, bro. They ain't scared. They're just trying to get as much money as possible. And in some cases, they're negotiating a little too hard, in my opinion. That's what it is.
Got to hit him with Scott Hall. Remember this? Scott Hall?
Mount Dragon says it might be a dehydration clause. I mean, I don't know. I need to know. Like, I would appreciate if these guys, when they turn on the fight, they would tell us why. Like, what's in the contract? Or are you just turning it down because you don't think 8 weeks is enough? You know what I mean? Like, that's just my thing, But hey. Jupiter B. Mayweather opponents got life-changing money. Canelo crazy stipulations. Everybody can't be lying. I mean, look, there's obviously a pattern. We got to get to the bottom of it. But in this particular case, with what I know, Billy Joe Saunders is in the wrong. He should have taken the fight. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. If I'm being objective and honest about this current situation. You know what I mean? Chicano Prophet says you took the bait, bro.
Just keeping it real, baby. Just keeping it real.
Oh, all right. So that is that, man. You guys are tuning in to the July 8th edition of Hispanic Cause and Panic, joined by Chief Funky. Make sure you guys subscribe to Chief Funky 84 here on YouTube. And follow us on Twitter, me at D-Style Boxing and Chief Funky at Chief Funky 84. Also, I have an Instagram now, D-Style_Boxing. So make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. And I have a Facebook page, D-Style Boxing. Make sure you follow the Facebook page. And you can also, share your content and all that good stuff. Chief Funky. So there's a big fight this weekend. It's not a boxing fight, right? Unfortunately. But there's a fight out there it's going to be Usman against Masvidal in the UFC. These styles talking UFC. But the reason I'm saying is, man, Masvidal took this fight in like a couple days' notice, bro. Now, I don't know how it's going to turn out for him. I just don't. And that's why I said that he's a Hispanic causing panic of the week, because I'm going to tie it to boxing in a little bit. But first, what are your thoughts on Masvidal taking that fight short notice, bro?
I gotta be honest. It's the first I've heard of it. I don't really follow UFC like I used to, like 15 years ago. Like I said before in the past, it's just too wrestler dominated for me. And the only kind of wrestling that really entertains me is pro wrestling. I mean, I know it's not real competition, but at least it's entertaining. But hey, if the guy is taking a big fight like that at short notice, then hey, props to him, man. That's a big deal, and it's a tough decision to make. I mean, any fight, whether it be MMA, boxing, taking fights on short notice, man, it's always a tough thing, man. So hey, much props to him, man.
Hey, Night Twicker says USC fight's gonna be fire. All right, Afro Rican says Billy not taking the fight because the high possibility of popping dirty. All right, so I mean that's an option, but I don't know. Maybe he needed some time, G Funky. You know what I mean? You got to cycle through that shit.
Yeah, run through the cycle real quick.
Oh, I need a tune-up fight. You already had a tune-up, but I need a tune-up fight. Yeah.
So I told him take your ass to Jiffy Lube.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Rod said, I think before nobody really cared about what Mayweather's contract said. They just wanted to give him that L. It could be. Skinny Kenny says Plant, Andrade, Saunders, Devo, Benavides, and Charlo, Better BF, Bivol are all ducking, and the money's not there. It's getting kind of obvious. While Canelo flat out did not want to fight Better BF. That's number one. There's been no serious negotiations with Bivol. Like, he's completely abandoned 175. He might go up in the future. But
I think that's over for now. I'm thinking maybe in a couple years, we all know Canelo's always been a big bone guy. He's always, been much bigger than his opponents when he's fighting at 154. So we know eventually he'll probably make his way to light heavyweight. But anytime in the near future, I don't see him fighting Bivol. I don't see him fighting Better Biev. We'll just throw that out the window.
Hey, No Paul said it's a bad idea for Masvidal. 20 pounds cut on 8-day notice. Now look at that. You know what I mean? Reggie's on here. I didn't see Reggie. Batman said, "What's up, Reggie?" I don't see Reggie. So check it out, man. Took the fight 8-day notice. It looks like, apparently, according to No Paul, No Paul not AJ 10, guys. Okay, so it's not a fact check, but he lost. He's gonna lose 20 pounds in 8 days. That does sound like a horrible idea. So we'll see how it goes. But one of the reasons I'm bringing this up, G Funky, is some boxing writers out there, quite a few of them, came out and praised Masvidal, but they also took liberty in bashing boxers. Oh, like this, you see, you got to stay in shape, take these fights short notice, and you don't need a long training camp, blah, 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 blah. And I just feel like a lot of people in boxing, especially right now, G Funky, and maybe rightfully so, are taking shots. Every time UFC does something good, they turn around and it's like, start slapping boxing around. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like two siblings. Like, one's doing good, and the parents letting the other sibling know how much of a failure they are. Man, look at your brother over there making these great fights. You're a disgrace. That's how I feel boxing is being treated by a lot of boxing fans right now. And I get it. I want all the fights too, but what do you think, G Funky? Or is it warranted, you think?
That's a good question. We know boxing has had its problems with fights being made, and that's a part of the reason why I made the series that I made a couple months back on my channel of how to fix boxing, was how to make more fights, in boxing. We all seem to know or think we know, the best way to do it, but the problem is it just doesn't get done. But I don't agree with what whoever said that about staying in shape. I mean, I agree with that part, the staying in shape part. Like, I think that guys in both sports, because I mean, cutting weight, we know. I mean, sometimes these guys they have to do some crazy things to their body to make weight. Sometimes, I talked to my boy Danny Savala, who was an ex boxer, professional boxer. And he told me, he goes, dude, some of the things that he goes, if I was training a young fighter right now, I would never tell him to do the things that I had to do to cut weight. Like, it was just completely dangerous, So I think that if guys just fought around the weight that they naturally are, and they won't have to cut so much weight, I think that would make better fights. I think that would make them better fighters. They could focus more on the craft more instead of losing weight all the time. And it could make these fights happen a lot more too, where guys can fight on short notice, and they don't have to do these crazy crash diets just to make weight, and then they're probably gonna look like shit in the ring, and it's tough, man. But I don't know. I mean, the way UFC is ran and the way boxing ran is different, So I don't know, man. I think that boxing, it's a lot tougher to make fights for obvious reasons, but I wish it wasn't, and I hate when these guys take the opportunity to take shots at us, man. I just don't like it, but sometimes we give them the ammunition to do that, and I mean, our sport's got to be cleaned up, man. We know that, but I don't care. I'm not jumping ship.
Well, look, man, I talked to Coach yesterday, and he flat out admitted he doesn't want UFC fighters to have a union. He doesn't want them to have the Ali Act. Because if they did, man, all this stuff you're seeing in the UFC wouldn't be happening. Overnight, it would stop happening. So, you know what I mean? So there's a price to pay with everything. Obviously, the UFC, what it's proving to me is that they can do well during the pandemic, is what they've proven, because of the way they have their model. And boxing, I'm not going to throw like the white towel yet in terms of who's doing better. Like we have to wait and see how the next few months go through. You know what I mean? Like boxing started after UFC. It just dipping its toe in the water. And now, you got Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko. You got some other bigger fights starting to happen. So we have yet to see. Let's give it, 2-3 rounds, and then we'll see. You know what I mean? And we'll go from there, man. Chicano Prophet and Skinny Kenny duking it out, bro, in the chat, dude. They're throwing lefts and rights. I think both of them have good points. I think both of them are a little biased on each end, but it's okay. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, Chicano makes a good point. These guys could be fighting each other. They don't have to be waiting on Canelo, and many people just don't say that, but that's true. But doesn't mean I'm giving Canelo a pass either. I mean, he has to fight somebody. You know what I mean? So it's one of those nuanced situations.
Yeah, I agree, because Canelo, we know he's the guy. He's the cash cow, and you got to pay to play. You pay the cost to be the boss, right?
Okay. That's right. Hey, and who's down with HCP?
Everybody.
That's right, bro. This is D-Style Boxing Live. Hispanics causing panic. July 8th edition. And here, debates happen all night. Okay. L-Dog, Lomachenko will beat every fighter at 135 and 130 pounds. Okay, well, we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. He didn't beat everybody at 126, so we'll see. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. We'll just wait, and we will see. G-Funk is going like this, bro. Like, you're going to bet me money. You want to bet Feria, G-Funk?
No, I was just doing a no way to that comment.
Oh, I thought you went like this. Like, whoa. You want to bet me Feria? Okay, I got you. I got you. Did the cutthroat one, right? I got you. All right, Chicano Prophets. All the guys have the same style, so it's stuck. Laughing my ass off. All right. Look, man, I'm a boxing fan, bro. I want to see these fights. Okay, at the end of the day. Now, I'm not rooting for any dude like that. Like, I am not in any way, shape, or form a fanboy for any fighter. I want to see the best fighters in the sport fight the best fighters in the sport. That means I want Canelo to fight the best. And if I criticize Canelo because he ain't fighting some of these dudes, I'm going to criticize Charlo because he ain't doing it either. You know what I mean? So it's the way it works. So I'm going to criticize Devinchenko if he doesn't fight somebody else either next. Triple G, I've criticized him too. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we could keep going back and forth, but as boxing fans, we should all be one in these fights at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But Chief Funky, UFC fighter Mike Perry knocked out an old dude last night at the club because he touched him. It's just a random story, but what you make of that, bro?
Wow. I mean, first off, what are you doing partying at the club with COVID? Like, really? You're just going to go out and party right now during COVID, you know? But I don't know, man. I think guys like that who just beat up random dudes on the street, I mean, I don't know. I'm not all for that. I mean, I understand if like your life is threatened. I mean, and I don't know the full story, you know, right. But, you know, if it's just some dude who's touched you or, you know, accidentally did something, you know, just, I don't know. But sounds kind of silly to me. I mean, for him to even be out, people even be out at the club right now. I mean, come on, guys, we got to do better.
Right. Yeah, man. Mike Perry is a UFC fighter. He actually had, I think, 1 or 2 boxing fights too. But man, don't go around hating old dudes, bro. Right? He's. I mean, basically, from what I understand, he lost his cool. The dude kind of shoved him a little bit, and it kind of pissed him off. You know what I mean? If I missed the super chat, let me know, guys. I apologize if I did. I got you, Pat Rican. Thank you very much for that. So that is that, man. And Jupiter B, I agree with that. Charlo was the mandatory, and they did the franchise belt thing. I've been very vocal about the franchise belt thing. I don't support that. You know what I mean? At all. If you have a mandatory, you got to fight him. Like if Ryan Garcia wins his mandatory for whatever belt, that guy has to fight him. I'm firm on that. You know what I mean? So that's why guys do these fights. So I agree with that. But at the end of the day, Canelo's moved up in weight already. You know, Charlo could fight some other dudes, though. You know what I mean? Like, so I understand he could only do so much. I also get he's not in the same position as Canelo to call shots like that either, in terms of, you know, negotiating power. I get that completely. But in this particular case, though, Canelo tried to make a fight. And Billy Joe Saunders, like, if I'm honest, the reason Billy Joe Saunders found it easy to say, I don't want to be treated like that by Canelo. I'm not like these other guys. Like, it's easy to say that now. Like it's like, you can't just, you got to look at it on a case-by-case basis. Unless there's something outrageous in the contract, which Billy Joe Saunders did not say. He just said he wants a tune-up. So, No Paul says he was offered to fight. Well, send me an email about that. Let me look at that information, No Paul. You know what I mean?
Yeah, make sure you cite a source. But yeah, I think, man, what PBC has done with Charlo, especially him, man, like they got to get him in there with some better opponents, man. I mean, I feel like he's just wasting away, man. Like he's 30 years old now, and I mean, really, his best win is J-Rock Williams. You know, it's a good win, but I mean, geez, what else has he done since then? You know, and like you said, it's not his fault. He doesn't have the kind of clout that Canelo has, where he could just pick and choose whoever he wants to fight whenever. But man, they've got to do better with him than what they've done, man. I feel like it's going to hurt him in the long run, man, if they don't get him in there with a live body soon, man.
You know what else, though? Like, this COVID thing is making everything feel like it's been forever. Like, you know what I mean? And it has, I mean, since March. You know, since late March, we've been dealing with this shit. You know what I mean? Mid-March. So it's been around for a while, don't get me wrong. But it feels like everything feels longer. You know what I mean? Like, these guys only fight twice a year, Chief Funky. And people are, like, panicking. Like, oh, what are these fighters going to do? Like, you know, like chill, bro. Like, they're going to fight at some point. So we'll see what happens. You know, let's just see what happens. Yeah, the J-Rock win was in 2016. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's these type of things, man. Like, I hope it doesn't happen to Charlo, but I've seen it happen before, man. Like I mean, Shane Mosley to me was a good example of something like that happening. Like back when he beat Oscar for De La Hoya, you know, he kind of became, you know, I don't want to say he was the face of boxing, but it put him up on a level that he never was before.
Right.
And then after that win, he fought, I mean, Antonio Diaz, he fought Shannon Taylor, he fought Adrian Stone. I mean, who the hell are these guys? You know?
Yeah.
And I was telling my buddy who was a huge Shane Mosley fan back there, I said, man, I think this is starting to hurt him, dude. Because I mean, he was just running through these guys. These guys were zero competition at all.
Yeah.
They threw him in there with Vernon Forrest after that. Look what happened there. You know, he lost Vernon Forrest back to back. I mean, I honestly felt like that hurt him, man. You know, in there with those guys. And I think the same thing could happen to Charlo, man. But I hope not, man. I hope that he jumps on that Derevyanchenko fight if it's there for him.
Yeah, that's a good fight. You know what I mean? El Dude's saying that PBC's putting on trash. I don't agree with that at all, bro. So some of the best fights we've had last year were from PBC. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I don't agree. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say every single fight PBC puts on is great, but no fight every single like promoter puts or network puts is great. You know what I mean? Plus, you're coming to the wrong place if you think I'm over here siding with networks and all that. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to see the best fights.
I say do away with all of them. It should just be one thing, you know? So I'm nowhere near pro network.
Yeah. With that said, I want to thank everybody for joining us, man. It's great having you guys here. G Funky, provide us with some last words.
Well, my last words are this. Shout out to everybody that came. We had a packed house today. We had a lot of support, a lot of super chats. We appreciate the love. D-Style does his thing, man. He spends a lot of time setting up the show and things like that. So we appreciate the love and the support. HCP is doing big things, man, and we wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure you hit it. If you're not subscribed to D-Style or myself, make sure you do that as well. And thanks for coming out, guys. We appreciate it. Let's keep watching these fights that they're giving us, and we'll see you next week, man.
Absolutely, guys. And by the way, hey, Clay Collard next week is going to be fighting. So we'll be talking about that too. You know what I mean? That MMA dude that's, you know, fighting some boxing prospects. McKill Miller. So a lot of good fights, man. Herring, you know, after the COVID positive, he's back now and he's going to be fighting. So, hey, all day, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Share this on all your social media platforms. And one more time, who's down with HCP, Chief Funky?
Everybody.
This is D-Style Boxing. What do we say?
Keep it boxing.
Keep it boxing. We're out.